this. This is what we're having in our community today, right? We're having a lot of brothers hate each other. We're having a lot of brothers gang banging and a lot of gang violence in our neighborhood today, right? Watch this.
Leviticus 19, verse 17.
Hold on, real quick, before you leave, I want to show you this. Give me Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. Let's go there. I want to show you, because I showed you that sin was to break God's laws, right? If I don't give you at least one thing that you can change today, that means I don't love you. And that's what I was trying to show you, but I didn't want you to walk off without getting it, all right? Watch this.
Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. I got a question for you, right? What is something that I can't wear according to that verse?
Can't wear a woman's garment.
Well, like what? Can you name me one?
Shouldn't wear a dress.
I can't wear a dress, right?
Yeah.
So if I was up here with a dress, I'd be a hypocrite teaching this, correct?
Correct.
I'd be a hypocrite, right? So now I can only wear what? Five with me. I can only wear what? This your daughter?
Yeah.
She getting restless, huh?
Yeah, use the restroom.
Oh, my bad. So just real quick, what can I can only wear pants, right? So read it again one more time.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
God says a woman shouldn't wear what pertains to a man, what belongs to a man. Because contrary to popular belief, before the 1960s, women didn't wear pants. Why? Because that was a custom that especially our women did, right? Right here in the cotton fields, what you see that woman with? She got a dress on. She in the cotton field with a dress on. So we can't make no excuses.
Right.
We can't. There is no excuse. That was our custom, because God says that a woman is supposed to wear what pertains to a woman. That makes sense. And if we love God, 1 John 5 and 3, you love God. Because you wouldn't be listening to the words of God if you didn't. My brother, you love God, right? You love God? I want to show you what it means to love God. Because if you never know what it means to love God, you can say it however you want, right? If I'm pretty sure your husband loves you, right? But if he don't love you how you want him to love you, you don't really love me. You see what I'm saying? Watch this.
1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
That we do what?
We keep his commandments.
So how do you love God? By keeping his commandments. So now, with what we brought out, that's one way you can begin to show God that you love him. You can do that. You can do that. I know you can do that. Because we can do all things through who? Through Christ that strengthens me. You understand? We quote that verse a lot, but we don't really understand what it means. We can do the commandments that he set for us were for us to change our lives. It really was for us to rule the world. That's what it was created for. Because we are God's chosen people. Those commandments were for us to rule the world. But because we didn't want to keep them, God says, all right, instead of being up here, I'm gonna put you down here now. I'm gonna put you down here now. Until you think about what you did and change your mindset. And once you change, give me Hosea 5 verse 15, and once you change, then I'll put you back up here. But it's not just gonna be you. It's not just gonna be me. It's gonna be us as a people. And that's why we out here, sis. We out here to wake up all of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right. Because we are the Israelites. Right. That's who we are. Right. A lot of us don't believe it because we've been taught that and so broken down and taught, you black, you Hispanic, you a nigga, you a spick. That's what we've been taught. But God says otherwise. Watch this.
Hosea 5 verse 15. I will go and return to my place.
God says, I'm going to go and return to my place. I'm going to turn my back on y'all. Read.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
Until they do what?
Acknowledge their offense.
Until you acknowledge what you've done wrong. Until you think about what you've done wrong. Until you bethink yourselves, know that you're the Israelites, and know what you're supposed to be doing. Right? That's the same way we treat our kids. Look, hey, I'm going to whoop you behind you going on punishment until you act right. Till you act right. You understand? That's what God is doing to us. He's going to go and return to his place until we acknowledge our offense. And our offense was that we sinned against him and continue to sin against him today. You understand? And as the children of God, you are held to a higher standard. You are held to a higher standard. God says you're above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You ever seen a princess in pants? You ever seen a princess in pants? I'm looking at one. You understand? So you got to change that. Day by day, guess what you can do? You can buy some modest dresses, some nice fashionable modest dresses, and throw a pair of pants out every time you buy one, and change your whole wardrobe. Because that's the beginning of repentance. Give me that. Sirach chapter 17 and verse 24. Give me that. You can begin to change your wardrobe. And what that does is, first is here. Now you know what to do, so you change your mindset. And it starts to shine on the outside. The way you dress and the way you carry yourself starts to reflect what you changed up here. That makes sense? Watch this.
Sirach 17 verse 25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sin.
God says you got to return unto him and forsake the sins that you're doing. All the sins that we're in, we got to forsake those things. These are your daughters? These are your daughters. So you remember what we read in Deuteronomy. That's your responsibility. That's your responsibility to teach them that. Watch this.
Make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
So you make your prayer, right? But as you make your prayer, you begin to stop doing the things that God told you not to do. You begin to stop doing those things, right? So God says that a woman not supposed to wear what pertains to a man. So guess what? I'm going to take these pants and I'm going to buy me a whole bunch of dresses. I'm going to throw these pants away because that was written in God's word. I can't deny it if God said it. You see what I'm saying? God said it. We can't deny that.
I know a story. Story that I want to tell. About a people that are living in hell. We came on slave ship. Fell from being great. As it is written. Deuteronomy 28:6-8.
You are now flying.
Southwest. Heard it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. Must have been before they made me a slave. Have you seen it? It's scenic. Full of fields where they spill blood on my folks. Acting like they ain't selling blood fruits to the poor folks.
Understand? So that now that's your responsibility for your daughters, for your wife. You understand? Because you're the man in your household. That's your responsibility. And we have to take the responsibility, especially for our own families. That's the only way we can influence our neighborhood.
Right.
It starts with you. It starts with you.
Right.
You understand? So now when the young women see you, they're like, why you wear a dress every day? Oh, let me show you. God says that a woman is supposed to dress like this. That's right. She's supposed to dress modest, supposed to cover herself up. She's not supposed to be wearing pants. Because when these young women put on pants, what they doing in the mirror? What they want the young boys to see? What they want them to see? They shaping their curves and all that. And that's why our young sisters out here being, that's why they out here being hoes. That's why they out here, because they don't know how to dress. They're custom. God tells them that you're not supposed to wear what pertains to a man. Give me 2 Timothy chapter 2. Bring it out. 2 Timothy chapter 2, real quick.
Where you get teen pregnancies.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you get the teen pregnancy. They setting up Planned Parenthood in our neighborhood. Right. Why it ain't over there in their neighborhood?
Right.
Because they know what your daughters are doing. They know because they're promoting it in your communities. Right. Tip drill wasn't made for their people. That wasn't made for them.
Right.
That was made for your daughters. That's what that was made for.
Yeah.
Now our daughters are want to shake their behind and put on tights and dress half naked and all that. Right. They daughters ain't doing that. You understand? Watch this.
1 Timothy 2 verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
And what kind of apparel?
Modest apparel.
Modest clothing. Nice, long, flowy dress. Cover up your figure. Because you're married, right? That's for your husband.
Right.
These are your daughters, right? You want them to marry a respectable man when she get older, right? So guess what? They need to cover themselves up, because if a man sees them with a nice modest dress on, he gonna come at them different. It ain't gonna be like, hey, little mama, what's up? What's up? You trying to slide? Come on, get in. It ain't gonna be like that. It's gonna be like, hey, excuse me, miss, what's your name?
Right.
How you doing? Hey, I'd like to take you out for a cup of coffee. And you know what she gonna say? Oh, no, I'm good. You gotta meet my daddy.
Right.
You gotta talk to my daddy.
Right.
Nuh-uh. Okay. And if he really want to get to know her, he gonna come like a man and say, hey, look, I like to get to know your daughter. Right. And it ain't gonna be no young dude sliding through your window. Right. It ain't gonna be no where my daughter at after school. Right. It ain't gonna be none of that, because you taught your daughters a different way. Put on this modest dress.
Right.
Keep your hair straight. Stay in them books. Right. Learn the laws of God. Know who you are. You're Israelite princesses according to the Bible. And you gotta carry yourself a different way. That's what you gotta do. Give me that in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 24. That's a good point, Cap. I'm gonna bring that out. Because guess what? What does that create in men? If I'm not saying just your daughters, but all of our women as a whole, we see it on Facebook, we see it on TikTok, we see it on Instagram. What are they doing? Only thing they know how to do today is shake their behind. You see what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you're raising your daughters a different way. But guess what? Our culture, if we followed our culture, we're putting them on a higher pedestal, above all that. They won't even look down to that, because that is disgusting unto them. Right. You understand? That's disgusting unto us. Watch this. Read that.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her.
To do what?
To lust after her.
That's what our young men are doing. On Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. And guess what? That's why the young women are getting so much attention. Right. That's why they're getting so much attention. Because the young men be on there like, oh, and they liking, and they sharing, and they pushing the hearts, and they paying for it, OnlyFans and all that. You understand? But we gotta teach our daughters and our wives a different way. Right. Watch this.
Hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Because the sin starts here.
Right.
The sin starts here. Before you commit the act, it starts here. So when you're looking at that woman and she's shaking her behind, you're committing adultery already here. Right. When it says in your heart, it's not talking about this, because this don't think. Your thoughts are here. Right. You understand? So when whatever you're looking at, the thoughts create here. Watch this. I want to show you that. You got that? And Mark 7. Give me that. Let me show you what the heart is according to the Bible. Give me that.
Mark chapter 7 verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men.
From within, out of the heart of men. We want to show you what the heart is. Read.
Proceed evil thoughts.
Evil what?
Evil thoughts.
Where does thoughts come from? Your mind.
Right.
So according to the Bible, that's what the heart is.
Right.
That's what the heart is. And when it says that, go back to Matthew chapter 5 verse 27.
Matthew 5:28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
In your mind, you're imagining what you can do to her. You're imagining, oh, she look good. She's shaking her butt. Ooh, man, I'll tear that up. That's what our young brothers are saying in their mind when they look at our young sisters. You understand? So we have to change that. Me and you gotta change that. All right. I've started. My daughters ain't wore a pair of pants their whole life. They don't know what else to wear. All they know is dress. Daddy, I want a new dress. They would never wear pants because they understand the customs that God set in order for them. You understand? And that's what we got to do. So now, let me ask you a question, right? As a man in your community, what should you be doing? How should you be walking?
As a man, with my head held up high.
Huh?
As a man, with my
As a man, right? Give me that in 2 Kings. 2 Kings chapter 2. First Kings 2? First Kings 2 and 2. Watch this. I want to show you, because according to the Bible, we both are men, right? Biologically, right? And I'm pretty sure you work hard for your family. I don't take none of that away from you. You look like a hard-working man. Look like your daughters respect you a lot. You understand? A man in the Bible is classified after one thing, though. Working is in there. I'm not going to say it's not, because the Bible also said if a man don't work, he don't eat. That's what the Bible says. Man don't work, he don't eat. So a man is supposed to work. But watch this. Watch what God says.
1 Kings 2 and 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man.
King David is talking to his son. He's telling him, show yourself a man. Show yourself a man. Act like a man. Read.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God.
To do what?
To walk in his ways.
To do what?
To keep his statutes and his commandments.
To do what?
Keep his commandments.
To keep his statutes and his commandments. So according to the Bible, what really makes us a man is to keep the commandments of God. Because that was really our whole duty. That was what we were created for. But because we have fell away from that, you got young men growing up and they don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know exactly what to do with themselves and nobody's guiding them. Now we got to show them how to be a man. It's not just about you grow up, you have all the ladies you want, and then you go to work, you have a baby. It's not about all that. Guess what? You got to teach them the commandments that they're supposed to be walking by. And that teaches them morals, that teaches them values, that teaches them not to go after these young sisters and get married when you want a sister. You got to be of age first. You got to be mature first. You got to be settled first. You got to have your mind right before you come and speak to my daughter. If you don't got your mind right, you better get on. You understand? That's what this Bible is about. Because the commandments is the only thing that's going to do that. Let me ask you this. Can you build a house without a blueprint? No. Ain't nobody building no house without a blueprint. So how we going to raise kids without the Bible? Bring it out. How we going to have a family structure without the blueprint? Right. Because your family is your household. Right. And the reason why so many households fall apart, men and women divorce each other, children run away from their family, F you dad, F you mom, I'm going to do my own thing, it's because they've fallen away from the blueprint. Right. This is the guide to how your household is supposed to be. It's supposed to be built on the foundation of the Bible.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word